guys, I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to touch on a part of graphing parabolas. So really, it doesn't matter if we're looking at standard form or vertex form. It has to do with the A that's in front. So what we're looking at, it kind of goes along with 19.3, but you can also go with 19.2 as well. So we have two different forms, right? We have our standard form, which is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we want to look at this a and how we can use that to help us when we're graphing. Vertex form, we have y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Again, we're looking at this a right here and how to use that when we're graphing. So over here in our little vocab area, it says slope A will find points on the parabola that are 1 unit to the right and to the left of the vertex. So I want to just touch on how we can actually use that and apply that. So let's take a look at this example, and hopefully you guys have kind of already read through this. So we have our A is 2, it's the one in front of the x squared, B is in front of the x. We want to remember to take the sign in front of that number as well, so it's not 8, but it's -8, and C is +6. So in order to find our vertex, when we're looking at standard form, our vertex is this funky point right here, right? So our x value is this -b over 2a, so we've got to find that first. So in order to do that, we just plug in our values here. So -b is -8 over 2 times a, which is 2, so 2 times 2. -8 is just a +8, divided by 2 times 2 is 4, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that gives us our x value for our vertex. It also gives us our axis of symmetry, right? So that's why here we know that at x equals 2, this line right here, that's our axis of symmetry. It's like a mirror. If I take this left side of the parabola and I flip it over that mirror, it's going to be the exact same thing, right? Same distance, points are the same distance away from that axis of symmetry. We want to think of it like a reflection. So in order to find the y value of our vertex, though, what we have to do is we need to plug that x value in to the original equation. So here, our x value for our vertex is 2. So that means we want to plug 2 in to our original equation anywhere we see an x, right? So we're going to have 2 times, instead of x squared, it's now 2 squared. Instead of -8x, it's -8 times 2 plus 6. Simplify that down, we get -2. So we know our vertex is 2, -2. 2, -2 here. Now, this is the important part. Sorry, I feel like I shouted at my phone. Use A to find points 1 unit to the right and 1 unit to the left of the vertex. A is 2. Think of that as like a slope. So if I start at my vertex here and I move 1 unit to the left, or I'm sorry, 1 unit to the right or 1 unit to the left, we are going to go up 2 because it is a +2. So think of that as up 2 because it's +2. So if I'm at my vertex, I go over 1, I have to go up 2, that's my next point. If I'm at my vertex, I can also go left 1 and up 2, that's my other point. That's how we use A to find our second point. Same goes for vertex form as well. Here we're looking at it a little bit more algebraically, so that could be kind of important too. Here our vertex is 4, -3. This is easier to find, right? We don't have to do quite as much math. In vertex form, it's right here in front of us. H is 4, K is a -3. Now, 1 unit to the left of 4. Think about if we're looking at here we can draw that out. If we're looking at a number line, and I have 4 right here, what is 1 unit to the left of that? That would be 3, right? You 1 unit to the right of that, we'd have 5. So 1 unit to the left would be 3, 1 unit to the right of 4 would be 5. That's where we get these 2 points. Now this point, we have to find that by looking at what is my A. So my A here is 1/2. That means it's a +1/2, so that means from 4, -3, if I'm going to the left or to the right, I'm going up 1/2. So if I'm at -3 already, if I'm going up 1/2, it's only going to be at -2.5, right? Kind of tricky because they're negatives, but if you think about it, if we're on the x-axis, or I'm sorry, the y-axis, we're at -3. If we're going up, it's becoming less negative. So that's how we find that. Next point, just wanted to kind of talk to you about it in my own words, just because I wasn't sure if, looking at the notes and looking at the videos that I have linked so far have really fully explained it. So I just wanted to give you, in my own words, a way of looking at that. Another way you can always do it is looking at, let's see, where do we want to look through? Nope, not that page. Sorry, guys. Another way of doing it is literally just, if you're trying to graph it, plugging in points, right? Find the vertex, that's the easiest part. Find that first, make sure that's your middle point. Look at, okay, what are 2 points to the left of that and 2 points to the right of that, and just looking at the graph from here. So you can always plug and chug as well, or 19.3 kind of gives you guys a little bit more of a shortcut in a way. So again, I hope you're doing well. If you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.